Many of you remember a story a few months ago about this Acorn cop. We put little nicknames on him, but there's nothing cute about this officer's actions. What happened in this case was him and his girlfriend were in a domestic dispute, which is really not relevant to what happened afterwards. But anyway, the guy was patted down. They handcuffed him, put him in the back of a squad car, right? No weapons on him or anything. That's what the pat down is for. And he's handcuffed behind his back. So the officer was walking past the car and an acorn fell and hit the top of the car. And he started yelling out gunshots. And immediately proceed to fill the car full of bullets. And then his partner also began to shoot at the car. I'm going to play the video in a second. And I want you to watch him in the video, how he's trying to sell him being shot at or being hit with a round. He's laying on the ground, crawling, flailing around on the ground like he's actually been hit by a round. Now, what happened with this officer is that he was probably forced to resign. They told him either you're going to resign or we're going to fire you. No charges were brought against him or anything. This officer, I'm not even going to call him an officer because he's not an officer. And you can look at the name Hernandez and you know what that's about. So this black and brown coalition, that is something that just doesn't exist. This story was from February 16th, 2024. I'll go ahead and read it real quick. I'm going to read some of it. A Florida sheriff's deputy mistook the sound of an acorn hitting his patrol cruiser for a gunshot and fired multiple times at the SUV where a handcuffed black man was sitting in the back seat, officials said. Nay, this is a lie to me. He mistook an acorn hitting his car as a gunshot. The two sounds are completely different, and I don't care if someone's sitting in a car and firing around or you outside the car firing around. The sound you're going to be able to recognize as a gunshot, not an acorn hitting the top of the car. And I'm pretty sure, as you can see on the body camera footage, you can see the acorn hitting the top of the car. And anyway, let me get back into this. I just wanted to point out how the media tries to play along with this. Oh, he mistook the sound of an acorn hitting his patrol cruiser. Bullshit. The man who was being questioned about stealing his girlfriend's car was not injured during the 12th of November shooting. He was taken into custody but released without being charged. The officer who initiated the shooting resigned. The Okaloosa County Sheriff's Office released a body camera video and internal affairs report this week addressing the acorn for the first time. Investigators viewing the video from Deputy Jesse Hernandez body camera saw an acorn falling just before shots were fired. An internal affairs report by the sheriff's office concluded the acorn bounced off the patrol vehicle's roof. That morning, Hernandez, a sergeant, he was a sergeant, and another deputy had responded to a call from a woman who said her boyfriend, that's not important. Police detained the boyfriend and searched his car, handcuffed him, and placed him in the back of Hernandez's patrol car. That was where he was when the acorn hit the vehicle. As Hernandez approached the passenger side door of his patrol car, he heard a popping sound, which he later told investigators he perceived to be a gunshot. And he said he believed he had been hit. Wow. You believe you've been hit? Really? He began yelling shots fired multiple times, falling to the ground and rolling, the sheriff's report said. He fired into the patrol car. Sergeant Beth Roberts heard the gunfire and Hernandez scream and began firing into the car as well, the report said. While the county's State attorney's office found no probable cause for criminal charges. You see how they stay on code? The sheriff's internal affairs investigation determined Hernandez's use of force was not objectively reasonable. Hernandez resigned on the 4th of December, the sheriff's office said. Roberts' use of deadly force was found to be reasonable, and she was exonerated, the report found. How is that reasonable? The Okaloosa sheriff, Eric Aiden, said he realized the situation was traumatic for the subject, and his office has incorporated the shooting into training for other deputies. Really? He also said he did not believe that Hernandez acted with malice. What? How can you watch that video and say this man didn't act with malice? An acorn hit his patrol car. He saw the acorn hitting the car, and he acted like he had been hit with a round, flailing around like his life was in danger. And that's without malice. They stay on code. Though his actions were ultimately not warranted, we do believe he felt his life in immediate peril, and his response was based off the totality of circumstances surrounding the incident. Yeah, they definitely stay on code when something like that happens. No charges filed. He resigned with no charges filed, and the female officer, she's exonerated. I do believe Okaloosa was the place where this Army veteran was just killed in his home. I do believe. Well, I'm glad this brother is suing him, and hopefully he get every dime he can get from him. Let me play the video so you can, in case some of you didn't watch it. We're gonna go ahead and play the video. Fair use. Here you see him walking up to the car, and you're gonna see the acorn hit. He immediately falls to the ground, yelling shots fired, and proceeds to open fire at the vehicle with the suspect sitting inside. And at one point you can hear him say, "I'm hit." And I was watching another one of the officers. You see he's crawling around on the ground like he's been hit with a round. Look at this guy. And he has no charges. He resigned with no charges. And you're going to see his partner run to the car and open fire as well. He's sitting in the back of a police car, and then you hear rounds hitting the car.
Do you know you're talking about off the top of your head?
Here you're going to see the body camera of his partner. She runs out to the car, see him shooting at the vehicle. So what does she do? She opened fire at the vehicle also. Now they just patted this man down. There you have it. You saw what I saw. This man wailing around on the ground like he's been hit, like his life is ending. Keep in mind, this guy was patted down for weapons. No weapons were found on him. He was handcuffed and placed in the back of a patrol vehicle. If he did have a gun, where would he get it from? And how would he shoot it at you? With his hands behind his back. All right, let me know what you think in the comments, and I'll see you on the next one.